Oh, you're going to come up here? Okay. Hi. This is Rosie. Rosie the pug. Okay. I've got some notes here. It's getting close to dinner time for Rosie, so she's getting a little amped right now. So welcome to the Creative Return. My name is Kelly Ferguson. If you're new here, I'm still figuring out how to describe this channel, but I think I am getting closer and closer to it. No, Rosie. So yes, it's about reconnecting your self-trust, particularly as a creative and a multi-passionate person who may be going through personal and professional pivots. So that is kind of what this is about. I'm documenting this process of rebuilding self-trust and navigating these personal and professional pivots in real time. Sorry for the distractions. This video, I wanted to share a few things that I'm noticing right now and what I believe is helping me shed some old stuff that I don't want to carry with me in 2026. I want to share a quick story and something that I've been experiencing recently in the last 2.5, 3 weeks. And that is, I applied to a cafe. There was a sign that they were hiring, and I inquired. I was asked if I wanted to come like the following week and give it a go and see if it was a fit. And so I did that. There was no interview, no onboarding process, no nothing. Just, sure, okay, I'll come in. And so I had my first couple of days, I think it was like early November. And it was a little hard to gauge those first few days, like how it was going, because I was doing a lot of observing and watching of some other people kind of do the role I would be doing. And then the following week, there was holidays and they were closed for part of that. And so there was a bit of a break and then returned and was stepping into like doing this role. And I've had a lot of restaurant experience, but not coffee or barista work. So I was learning the espresso machine and some of the new like drinks that I was familiar with, but never ever actually made. Okay. So I was intrigued and I was interested in learning that. And I liked the hours and the schedule. And so that I thought would be a good fit for me with the other things that I do and have going on, because I like to do multiple things. And I really wanted a job that was going to get me out of the house and interacting with people, which this did. And so I thought a cafe is like a great environment for me. And so it turns out it was not the best environment for me, not about the cafe itself or the job itself, but the leadership that was there was problematic. And I have never experienced what a toxic boss actually is. I've dealt with difficult bosses, but never like a toxic boss. And this was quite, how should I say, like, it was unnerving. It was very unsettling. And it kind of threw me for a loop at first, because the way that this person led was through criticism, making mountains out of molehills, micromanaging every little thing. And there was even just some negative talk about other employees. And it just really left a distasteful, flavor in my mouth. And I the first day that I kind of experienced that, and there was a lot of like, attacks, and I call them attacks because they felt like that. They were really intense, like, whoa, I didn't, that kind of reaction seemed a little over the top for like what I was being corrected for, or how I was being corrected. And granted, I don't mind being corrected. I'm learning this job as I go, and I've never done some of this stuff before, so I'm not going to know how to do things. And how I was corrected was really shitty, to be quite honest. Long story short, it didn't feel good. And I started to question and have a lot of self-doubt in whether I could do this job. And I was like, wow, I really don't have my shit together. And it was really quite astonishing just how quickly my confidence started to plummet, and questioning just everything about me. And I know that sounds dramatic, but that's what this kind of leadership can do to a person. And so it's leading by bullying, not with constructive feedback. And so there were a few days where I was just highly on edge and in this state of fight or flight all the time because I was so afraid to make a mistake and piss them off. And the thing that was happening was that I was making more mistakes because of it. And mistakes that in the long run like aren't a big deal, but were made a huge deal. Because, like what kind of emergencies actually exist in a cafe with sandwiches and bagels and yummy treats, right? Unless someone's on fire, there's really no emergencies here. And everything was treated like a major deal, a major emergency, like catastrophic mistakes. And so, the first several days, I was in this fight or flight state of being. And then I had a really good cry. And then I had this impulse to like text the manager and tell her what I was experiencing and going through. And the reason why I felt texting was the best way to do it, because I felt if I confronted her, after work or whatever, I would have started crying. And I didn't want to do that because to me, it felt like she kind of thrived off of seeing someone disempowered. I felt much safer communicating through text with her. And she was responsive through text. But I told her that I was doing the best I could, and that I understand that my repetition and me asking questions is annoying to her. And this is how I learn. I'm literally on day 4. And if I'm not picking things up quick enough at the speed that she expects one to, then let's just call it. Let's just cut our losses now. And she responded back saying that she doesn't want to cut me, and she hopes that I stick around. And I said, okay, I'll stick around till the end of the week. And if things don't improve, then we'll reevaluate from there. And she said, sounds good. Okay. So I went back in, and again, it was just more of the same stuff. And I was also observing her behave this way to other employees as well. So I knew it wasn't just me. And I had to really reflect, is this the kind of environment I want to spend my time in? And the truth is no, because they may think that because they pay well, that that's going to be the reason why people stick around, and it's not. I have since learned that there have been multiple people coming in and out of this role, and she can't keep people. And it's no surprise why. And I think the rest of the staff that is staying there, who have been there longer than several months, are getting frustrated with her because they know that she's the problem. And it's a very small group. I also realized that there were a couple of people in my life in general that I was attracting that had very similar energy as this person. And so that made me curious, like, why am I attracting like these bullies and these people that are making me feel kind of insecure and doubtful about myself? And what I realized is that I see these people now as a mirror and a invitation for me to step into um, my authority, my knowing, and my expertise more fully, and to stop um, like second guessing it and wondering if I'm good enough. And so that was like a major breakthrough in realizing and kind of what the takeaway and the learning was from this experience with this boss and this experience I've been having with this other individual as well. I cut my losses at that job. I said yesterday was my last day and I will not be moving forward, and thank you for the opportunity to give this a try, and this just wasn't a fit for me. And so I think we ended things okay. I will pick up my last paycheck in next week and then be done. And I just did not want to carry this energy into the new year. And because this year is the end of a 9 year in numerology, and we're starting a 1 year in 2026, fresh start, new beginnings. I personally want to start the new year trusting myself more, trusting my own expertise, trusting the things that I'm interested in and the directions I want to go in and the ways I want to pivot, trusting that more. 2 or 3 days ago, I was like really in the dumps and sad and just really kind of confused about what I was in. And then I started to climb my way out and realize, okay, this is not me. And these people are showing me something that I could actually learn from and do some reflecting around. And uh, and that is just to be more mindful about how I am leading myself um, and wanting to be more careful about how I do talk to myself and wanting to do that with more like encouragement and like with a sense of belief and trust in my abilities and my ability to also recover from like mistakes. I'm glad that I got myself out of that dynamic and know that there will be other opportunities that will come along that will be a better fit for me. I still desire to have an additional um, source of income that gets me out and about and connecting with people. I just trust the timing of that. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I think in some of the exercises that I've been doing, I've been getting a little more clarity on my channel. And so you may or may not have noticed, I changed my banner to the Creative Return. I also updated my description of my channel. And so, I'm going to keep working at this and developing my voice here on this channel. But ultimately, it's about reconnecting with self-trust, um, particularly as a creative and a multi-passionate person. And I'm documenting that process in real time. And so this is just the unfolding around making pivots and both personal and professional toward living a life that ultimately feels really aligned, and trusting myself along the way, and the decisions I make and the pivots I make. So there you go. I will see you in the next video. Until then, keep trusting your way back to yourself. Take care.